Welcome back, everybody, to episode 15 of Unstable. Thanks for coming back, all five of you. We really appreciate it. While you're here, make sure you drop us a like, drop a share,
I'm four of those
subscribe.
People. I'm just sorry.
Kind of doing a mini AFC South show for the Curtis Podcast Network. Got almost everybody here. Alex couldn't be here, so I got some good friends to help out, fill out what we can of this show and move on. Once again, last week we talked about Adams, the Buddy Walk for the Down Syndrome Association in Houston. They're going to keep pitching it, keep talking about it. Appreciate the support. Anything that we can do to help an organization like this, and keep doing events for the kids. We really appreciate it. With me is Isaiah, Curtis. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Somebody showed me the best way in the world of doing the whole like peace sign. It's like you kind of like fish around in your pocket for a little bit, and you just you're a douche for doing it, but it's awesome.
I think that anytime
I feel like every time that I've seen that, it's they're fishing for something, and it's just the middle finger.
Yeah, see, that's the first time I'd ever seen it was today, where somebody did that and didn't pull out the middle finger. So it was a refreshing jubilation. But whatever.
Yeah.
Again, it might have been a gablation. I don't know. That's
gablation. Jesus.
Gablation.
Yeah. So it's the off season, so we're gonna have a little fun talking about some random stuff, some good times. Got a little chart. I know YouTube and short videos like charts. So I've got one of those. I think we're gonna go through at least my throwback Colt player and highs and lows. I don't know if they want to chip in their team or memory of the Colts. That's up to them. That's fine.
I'll do the best I can.
Do the best you can. And I think through all 15 episodes, we left one very obvious guy off for my throwback nominee, and I think it was just because it was so obvious, but I'm just going to do it because it's easy, and he's pretty much the player of the Colts forever. Peyton Manning. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. He's my cop out.
Yeah.
So, and it's
talking about that Broncos quarterback.
Oh well, that's still better. That was actually going to lead into my low moment.
Yeah, he's still better too.
The high moment, obviously, is when they beat the Patriots in that AFC Championship game. Of course, went on to win the Super Bowl. I think I already mentioned that game as a high moment because Dallas Clark, Ring of Honor, I did a whole thing on that, did a whole skit on it. But yeah, that game it holds some very fond memories. It's always great when the Colts beat the Patriots, and they did it to go into the Super Bowl and win. And obviously, the low moment is when he was out the whole season. That whole season was a disaster. The Suck for Luck campaign. It was a rough season, but it kind of meant that better times were going to be ahead with the next, who was supposed to be Peyton Manning. So, yeah, kind of bittersweet, but I guess that's kind of my high and low. I don't know if you guys have.
Colts high and low. So I'm gonna do this from a Texans perspective, but they're Colts Texans memories. So Colts Texans high. The first time the Texans beat the Colts, Chris Brown field goal late. It's literally the only win against the Colts in franchise history at that point. It had to be like 2010, 2011.
You told me Chris Brown kicked a field goal and Rihanna?
Yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm telling you. Chris Brown, former Steeler. I mean, the jokes could just keep going with but anyway, so that would be a high moment.
Jesus.
And then for a low moment would probably be the Rosencopter game, where we had like a 27-10 lead in the fourth quarter, and then within about 8 minutes, the Colts score 3 touchdowns to go ahead and win the game. It was a a beautiful tragedy. I could say pretty comfortably.
Here's a beautiful moment for Colts fans.
Mm.
That's one of my high moments, man.
Well, it's a low moment from my perspective.
I get it.
Yeah. Isaiah, do you have a high and a low?
Of course, high moment. Anytime we play in Jacksonville. Enough said. Low moment.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I guess Peyton Manning. Yeah,
That's a lot of years.
There's a couple for sure.
He was the bane of our existence for literally a decade. So
yeah, I was still more of a college football fan for like most of that because I was younger and like college was more exciting. And then as I've gotten older, I've leaned more towards the NFL, and luckily he was gone. They still had Luck. Luck was really good for a few seasons, and then he started losing me fantasy football leagues and Laceration Nation, baby.
That's right.
So yeah, you can lacerate his kidney, but you can't lacerate my fighting spirit. But yeah, so yeah, that'd probably be it for me. Peyton Manning, definitely lows, and highs just winning in Jacksonville all the time.
Valid.
Which I know, and I know he's not here. Okay, but Alex, if you're watching this, you're not winning in Jacksonville this year. You're not splitting with us and winning in Jacksonville, and we win up there. If we split, it's going to be the split it's always been. It's going to be us in Jacksonville, you guys at home.
That was my prediction. Is the Colts will win here, lose in Jacksonville. I'd like it to be different, but
of course, if it's not a sweep one way or the other, if it is a split, it's not, and it could be, but I highly doubt that it's going to be like away teams winning. I'm sure it's going to be what it's always been, and Colts don't win in Jacksonville, and Jags don't win in Colt land. So we'll see.
Last game.
Well, yeah, you pull out the brooms every once in a while, but
yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, didn't everybody? Well, did the Titans sweep you guys too?
The Colts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think they not last year. I think didn't the Colts sweep the Titans last year?
I thought the Titans swept y'all last year, and they all split the year before.
Mm-hmm. That's 2023. Let me see.
Because I know they beat.
I'm going back now because I don't think so.
I know they beat you with the game that Richardson got hurt.
It's 2023. That's
22. Split.
Maybe we split. Hold on. For some reason, we're back. Okay. Preseason. Here we go. We lost to the Jags, beat the Texans, beat the Ravens, lost to the Rams, beat the Titans by 7.
Oh, well.
And yeah, they did sweep the Titans.
Okay. So
yeah, they won by 3 in overtime. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The special teams snafus. Mm-hmm. What a game that was.
It was a fun game.
They had a safety.
But yeah, the Colts swept them.
Blocked. Ryan Stonehouse got lost for the season on one of those.
Yeah. He got blown up on 2 different punts, and that last one was.
Who's got the best punter if everybody's healthy in the AFC South?
The Titans. They still have Stonehouse, right?
Yeah.
But I really like Rigoberto. He might be second best though. I really like Rigoberto Sanchez. He's good.
Logan Cook is the second best.
Well, then the Texans have Tommy Townsend now from Kansas City.
Yeah, but Logan Cook has like actually been the best or second best punter by yard average in the past couple of years straight. Like he's like, it's not even biased. He's actually like the best, if not the second best, behind Stonehouse.
I think doesn't Sanchez have one of the lowest like kicks that come back to the 20 though, or something like. It's one of those random stats, but he gets not a lot of touchbacks on punts, something like that. I can't remember what the stat is, but
yeah, Townsend is.
I like him.
So I mean,
but yeah, I would say probably the Titans. I mean, they're going to do a lot of kicking, so
yeah, he's had a lot of opportunities to get better. Okay.
There's a little bit of Colts. I think we were talking about when the Colts are going to bring out their Indiana Knights jersey. Ironically, they don't really have any Knights game, but I was hoping that it would be for the Dallas Clark game where he goes into the Ring of Honor. I think that's against the Dolphins, like October 20th, I think is the game. They announced that the Indiana Knights jerseys will be for the Lions game, November 26th or something like that. Somewhere the end of November. So
After Thanksgiving. Nice.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
kind of hoping they'd bust those jerseys out during the Ring of Honor game, but whatever.
Yeah.
Not that big of a deal.
Colt's gonna Colt, you know.
There's a little bit. It's slow. There's not a whole lot. I'm trying to look at news. There's not a lot going on. So we'll play a few games. First thing I wanted to get your input on this. I was talking about it before we started the show. The Sports Troll posted. They have some hilarious memes, but every once in a while you get one that kind of annoys you. That's why they do it. But it's a picture of Tom Brady, the Patriots beating the shit out of the Colts 45-7 in that championship game. And they're saying that the Colts really tried to blame this on air pressure. And if you've listened to any Colts fans, they never once said, yeah, we lost the game because they were inflating footballs. Not a single one of us has said that. If they did, they're idiots. No, they ran the ball down the Colts' throats. They lost that game not because of anything to do with that. And it isn't the point. If the Patriots gotten blown out and they were deflating footballs, they were still cheating. They still, they lost, but the outcome of the game doesn't matter. You still did it. And that, I guess I wanted to get your input on it. Yeah, they got their ass kicked. They were going to lose that game regardless, so it kind of begs the question, why do it?
Let's see.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's basically what I was going to come up with, but I was also going to say something more along the lines of leave it to Tom Brady to pull some shenaniganery out.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically though, wasn't that a cold game?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I feel like they have a pretty good cycle of balls that they use for the games. And
well, I think it might have been a Colts home game.
No, I'm pretty sure they were actually caught deflating footballs. That happened.
Oh yeah.
They're one of their equipment personnel people admitted to doing it basically, but
they caught it. They did it on the field. I think it was the Ravens the week before were hey, something isn't right. And they kind of gave a heads up to the Colts, and when the Tom Brady got picked off in the first half, and I brought it up. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck the Colts.
Yeah, those ponies and such. Look at the Colts; they're all horse-like. Remember Baltimore?
Yeah,
Colts fans.
Yeah. What's that like?
Yeah, what was that about?
Sorry about that.
It's all right. He's back now.
Animals, man. Animals.
Mm.
What was I saying? I'm sorry.
Ooh. I wouldn't.
He picked him off and felt the ball and.
Oh yeah. He picked off Tom Brady, I think, in the first half, and he kind of brought it to the refs' attention, hey, shit ain't right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny though, because the refs touched the ball before every play, just about. So it ain't like they didn't. It ain't like they didn't know. It's just that one of the Colts players brought it up to them, so they actually had to address it. Again, NFL. It's a business.
It is what it is. Yeah, and it's like, the center touches the ball every play. There were players that had to have known. I'm not saying that's why they lost the game, but it does give you an advantage when you're handling the ball. It does, and its throwing percentage was actually better after the first half. So it's whatever. It wasn't a reason why the Colts lost, but it's I mean, the roster was so terrible for the Colts, except outside of luck. It was just they were going to win that game. I knew it. Everybody, every Colts fan, realistic, was yeah, we're not going to win. Be nice, but he kind of just went in
yeah.
And we didn't think we were going to get shellacked like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that was abysmal.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a really, really bad game. Oh well, that was another one of my lows.
Do you guys have a Is there a world where within the next like 3 or 4 seasons, 2 AFC South teams make it to the AFC Championship game?
Mm,
Doesn't necessarily have to be in the same year, but it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
yeah, I don't see why not. There's a lot of talent in the division now.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the Titans pod. We just got done doing about how the AFC South is probably the most improved division in football.
Yeah.
Maybe with a close second of the NFC North, but I feel like the AFC South has less question marks than the NFC North does. Because we're assuming
Yeah.
that Caleb Williams is going to be something, and we're assuming that JJ McCarthy's going to be something rather than nothing. And that's basically
I don't
what's
know, man.
popping up both of those teams right now. Because I mean, what else do the Bears have? Tyson Bagent as the backup quarterback. My point
Sure.
exactly. Thank
Sure.
you.
Ah,
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the South and probably the AFC North duking it out for the most teams making it to the playoffs this year, realistically.
yeah. Were the Texans last the year before this last one?
Yeah,
Before Demigo, they were in last place, right?
yeah, 3-13, 3-13 and 1.
Yeah, to a division win. That's about as improved as you can get.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and kind of the same with the Colts. I mean, they were up to a few plays from also winning the division. So it's and the Jacksonville had it, and until things kind of got derailed injury wise and whatever else. But they were. I mean, it was a 3-horse race there for a while, and for a while the Texans bottom feeders, Jacksonville. I guess probably that first year with Trevor Lawrence because that was an abysmal season, and then before that they
Yeah.
didn't do a whole lot either. So it's been a lot of turmoil for the AFC South, and now it's kind of like I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'd say there's a good chance that they're at least fighting for 3 spots in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I think you're right about
So,
that. Definitely a world where that happens.
yeah, I'd like to see it. It
Yeah.
won't be the Titans though. It was
Be
never
great
the
for the
Titans.
show.
I will always say it won't be the Titans. There's a guy that commented on the
So-
last one that the Titans will be better than the Colts, and I'm like,
So actually, last year, if the Colts would have beat the Texans, even if the Jags lost, well, no, they would have gone. They would have gone. That's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a weird one where it was like so much had to happen. But yeah. What a terrible way to end the season.
yeah,
Agreed.
The
Not for you,
Broncos won 8 games last year.
Yeah.
I didn't think they won that many.
Yeah, they were like sneaky good. The Russell Wilson had a pretty decent season, actually.
yeah. I did Sean Payton just throwing the ex-coach under the bridge. That was something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's not like Nathaniel Hackett, really did anything to, clear his name per se. It's not like he made Zach Wilson any better or
Yeah,
made any sort of valuable improvements to the Broncos offense while he was there. So, I mean,
Zach Wilson wasn't there.
he went to the
no,
Jets.
but he was with the Jets, and Nathaniel Hackett is the OC for the Jets.
Oh, I mean for one season
Yeah, I mean he was supposed to be there.
where he wasn't supposed to be the starter.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after the 4th play, for
Yeah.
that. So I mean, nah, nah. I have no faith in the Broncos. I think Sean Payton will eventually ride the ship, but I'm not worried about them this season.
Nah. Oh,
Bo
shit.
Nix, are you kidding me? Bro?
I don't know how I forgot. I was going to do it at the beginning of the episode. I just clicked. We got a hurricane.
Yeah.
Here in Houston, we had a little hurricane. Beryl kind of they were projecting it more towards Mexico, and it just kind of slowly did that eastward shift and pretty much went straight through Houston. And there are still people without power.
Yeah.
And we went without for a couple of days. There's the shop where I work at hasn't had power since. So I mean, luckily our boss is paying us for the time that we're not able to work. So that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there are people that they're not projected to get electricity for another 8 days, 2 weeks. It's terrible. It wasn't really that bad of a storm either. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a category 1. I think it was still kind of a category 1 when it started rolling into Houston. So it was windy. I mean, there were 80-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, it was windy. I mean, it was really windy. There's probably a few little isolated, maybe a tornado. Probably not big ones, but there were some pretty decent trees uprooted in some areas. And it's like they called in. I think they said 12,000, line workers, pole workers, not strip, but, to work on the electricity.
Yeah. Not the ones you tip in $1 bills.
Could you imagine going to the bottom of the light pole and just tossing the chuck in one so that? Anyway,
Fix it.
please fix it. But there's a lot of talk going on about Centerpoint. They pretty much have a monopoly on the power grid here, and there's a lot of talk about the infrastructure. There's a lot of talk about line workers that, there's an argument between what Centerpoint's going to pay the company that they work for, so they're not having them do anything. So they're just on standby, waiting to figure this shit out. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, man, you got to figure something else out if that's the case, because Centerpoint is, I think they even graffitied under a bridge that said Centerpointless.
Yeah.
I hope they don't make us do any endorsements on the show and advertise for Centerpoint, because I'm just going to. It's
turn the lights off,
man.
We'll just have a dark screen for the Centerpoint.
Like specifically the area that I'm in, there's in the parking lot across from me at the grocery store, there's a tree that tipped over into a parking spot. There's a bunch of branches and leaves. Didn't really flood, and there was no damage in the neighborhoods. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we heard it was happening pretty much everywhere, where the lights kicked on for about 10 seconds, and then you heard that loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't get power for another day.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is like? It wasn't that bad over here, so I don't know. But there's a lot of people doing without. So whether you thoughts or prayers or whatever juju that you can, out there, everybody watching, whatever you can muster. There's a lot of people that it's like 100 degrees.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish Juju Smith-Schuster on my worst enemies.
No, like the good kind of juju, not the player.
Oh, my bad.
Not Hammerhand's juju. I almost refuse to say the word vibes, but whatever good
vibes,
good thoughts that you could bring, they would be appreciated.
If you could bless some crystals for the city of Houston, that'd be great.
Yeah. Whatever tarot cards you can flip over.
Burn some.
Whatever it is that you do.
Yeah.
It certainly sucked.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
At least it moved fast, so at least there wasn't a ton of flooding. Some areas, they got some flash floods, whatever, but it wasn't anything like Harvey where it just sat and rained and rained and rained. That was terrible. Yeah. And without power, and it was horrible.
Harvey's the one that damaged the Texans stadium, right?
I'm not mistaken. I think this one did too. Like, it ripped a few panels off the roof.
Yeah, it messed up some of the roof.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they'll ever fix it.
That damn barrel.
Well, it's a sign that, maybe you're in Houston and you should just open the fucking roof.
Well, they can't. That's part of the thing. Like, when it got damaged in Harvey, they can't open it anymore.
I thought they got that fixed.
No. It's still damaged like that. As far as I know, the last time I talked to Drew Doherty, they have not fixed it.
Opened it. I could have sworn that they've opened it since then.
No.
It really should be one of the stadiums that probably doesn't have a roof or retractable. It's Houston. It's generally pretty favorable weather for a football game.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
except for when it's
They don't want a spring for the real turf.
yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, so whatever thoughts you guys can do. There's a lot of people that are no power, kids, whatever. I'm sure. Hopefully they're running generators or whatever they can, but it gets costly. I mean, you run a gas generator.
Yeah, they can run these cans if they want to complain.
So what?
I'm kidding. Prayers out to Houston. My buddy actually is over there, and he was like, bro, like, still don't have power. I'm fiending for some League of Legends. And I was like, L plus no power plus ratio. And it just, prayers out to Houston. Hope everybody's doing all right. Find you an OnlyFans girl. I'm sure they've got people sending them free food and stuff while their stuff is down.
It's true.
Hoping it gets fixed quick.
Yeah. I mean, I lost. I think the stuff that I had in my freezer was good. Like most of the stuff that I had in my fridge was toast. So
you keep toast in your fridge.
That is a good place to keep it.
That's good. Bread. It's fine to keep your bread there, but your toast.
I wouldn't put toast in the fridge. No, it's
why not? You got to reheat it later.
And groceries ain't cheap, folks. So let me just go ahead and change my name and add my Cash App in there. Groceries ain't cheap, guys.
Economics.
Hefe toast.
I'm not actually gonna do it.
.onlyfans.com. hefetoast.onlyfans.com. Look it up.
Actually, my Cash App is fairly similar to my at Big Stick, so I just find that on Cash App if you're feeling.
Speak softly and carry a big stick, baby.
Yeah, relatively big stick. .onlyfans.com.
Moderately big stick.
Don't do anything with the A's.
Aggressively average big stick. Anyway, continue.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I mentioned a chart. I found on I think it was Facebook. Everybody likes charts, so I'm going to present this chart real quick to your screen. It's kind of where you build a team with a certain amount of money. And it's not Colt specific. There are a few. Marvin Harrison, they didn't even put on here. Idiots. Anyway, there is a Colt player on it. Of course, it's Peyton Manning. So I'll just go ahead and present it like that. And I thought it was interesting to see what team everybody picked. Pretty much different people in the comments that I was seeing. So I was like, that's pretty interesting to do stuff like this. So I thought it'd be a fun little exercise.
$15.
Yeah, 15. A nice Bowser.
Thanks. Case is a big fan of the movie.
Such a good movie too.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's my 4-year-old's favorite. He's got posters and stuff. He got a bunch of Mario stuff for Christmas. For Christmas and his birthday. He loves it. But the movie, like, hey Mario, and he goes, it's a me. He loves it.
It's a me, a Mario. Oh man! Before we get started into this, I have this really stupid, unrelated story. There's a young lady that I work with. Her name is Marina, and I think it's hilarious. And I gave her the longest possible nickname. So her nickname is all of the music that happens before the first time you hear the word tequila in the song Tequila.
There are other words.
I literally will do that every time I see her and then just say Marina. And she's like, why do you do this? I'm like, I enjoy it, and it's for me. It's not for you. Letting that be known, I'm weird. Okay, to anyone who didn't already know.
Oh, we know.
Just letting you.
We know.
All right, carry on. Yep. Marina.
Cold sub. Oh.
All right. Build a $15 line hub.
Build a $15 team. So I of course I went with the GOAT, Peyton Manning right here. I went with the greatest of all time. Not him. Brady. Not him. I went with Peyton the GOAT. Oh, why did it zoom in?
You zoom in, son of
a biscuit.
Somebody's been watching Bluey.
I cannot get this to unenlarge. There we go. There it is. We'll figure it out, folks.
I will 100% be Bluey, Dad.
Oh my god. I tried. Like, it's actually not that bad. Like, it's kind of bad. But it's not that bad.
All
Lucas,
right.
you went out of that phase super fast. Anyway, went Peyton Manning. I went Barry Sanders. And then I went Hopkins.
Okay.
I couldn't believe that Larry Fitzgerald, for some reason, was 5 and Calvin Johnson was 4.
That makes no sense.
That made no sense. So I went Calvin Johnson. And then I went Jason Witten.
Okay.
No one else had that thing, that whatever in their comment thread. I thought, who the fuck wouldn't want DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Johnson with Peyton Manning throwing to him, man?
Yeah, for real.
And Barry Sanders? Jesus. What a fun team.
Mm-hmm. Isaiah, what you got?
What do
He's
I
still trying to do math. He's a Jags fan.
Ha ha ha. I bet it took you 45 minutes to get your list together earlier. Anyways, probably not taking Peyton Manning, so I like quarterbacks that are good at football.
Damn.
Yeah, let's see the shit out of him.
Ugh. Brother, I was 10 last time they beat the shit out of the Jacksonville Jaguars with Peyton Manning. Relax. Let's see.
Ooh.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going Dan Marino,
Nice.
Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson. That's what, 9, 10, 12. So I got $3 left. And give me Antonio Gates.
Solid. So Marino, Marino, Emmett, Jerry
Rice, Calvin Johnson, and Antonio Gates.
That's a healthy group.
For sure.
I'm gonna go Joe Montana, LaDainian Tomlinson, T.O., Antonio Brown, and Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? 4, 5.
I mean, you could have gone Julio and Rob Gronkowski.
8.
Yeah, but I'm not taking
10.
I'm not taking Julio over Antonio Brown.
See, but
he could walk up on you at any point.
Some of these don't even make sense. So, like, why would Emmitt Smith be the $2 option?
I think because when you talk about like pure talent wise, Emmitt Smith was not that guy compared to those other guys.
He had an incredible line.
Yeah,
he was running by
freaks.
He also played for like 30 years.
Yeah, well, like, yeah. Then you got to give that same kind of treatment to Jerry Rice.
Oh, okay, but Jerry Rice was also like consistently the best receiver in the league every year, and also too, I mean, like to this day, no one's come close to anything he's done.
Right, but I
think Calvin Johnson would have if he had not retired.
Oh yeah,
very prematurely. But
I mean, I think that this list doesn't make sense not because of where they have people ranked. Like, I think it's more inconsistency because like Larry Fitzgerald, that's a longevity career.
Yeah.
But then they didn't rank Emmett based on longevity.
Like this,
so
this should have been flipped.
I mean, honestly, Larry Fitzgerald should have been the like Antonio Brown option, like the $2 option.
Yeah,
I don't know, man, because Larry Fitzgerald it wasn't until the latter couple seasons where he wasn't getting 1,000 yards.
Yeah, but you got to think like Calvin Johnson and Julio and Antonio Brown were like 14 plus 100-yard receivers. Calvin Johnson holds the record.
Brown only did that for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald never got over like 1,200 yards in his career.
He was definitely a possession guy.
Antonio Johnson,
but very reliable.
Antonio Brown was getting like 12 to 14 touchdowns and like 1,400 yards.
Yeah, fair enough. I've always liked Larry, though.
No, I love Larry Fitzgerald, but I mean, his best season, he had 1,400 yards. He had, let's see, 1,400 yards seasons.
4 times.
4 times. But, yeah, I mean, sure. He had a great long career, and he had some good years in there. But I mean, I don't know.
I mean, definitely the last year they used him as an old man, but
his last 3 years, yeah.
I mean, last 3 years he was definitely a wide receiver too. But I mean, Shit, Jerry Rice was like that too, but he was just older. He was 42 years old trying to get the Broncos roster, and they were like, "You're going to be wide receiver 5," and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm retiring."
Yeah.
Because after he left the Raiders, he actually went to the Seahawks for a season.
Yeah, because you look at that, but then you look at like Antonio Brown's stretch, 1,108, 787, 1499, 1698, 1834, 1284, 1533, 1297. That's with what, 2 touchdowns, 5, 8, 13, 10, 12, 9, 15. Like,
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger loved him, so maybe.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, he had more receptions, but I mean, like, Fitzgerald was great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think I would take those couple years from Antonio Brown over Fitzgerald.
Yeah. I mean, valid. And then Calvin Johnson, obviously can't be understated as the impact he had in the 9 seasons he played. And honestly, I think Tony Gonzalez, even though I feel like a lot of people give him his flowers, a lot of people now are too young to remember how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember it being even at
it's getting that way with like Sharp and Gates too. Like some people are going to look at this and go, "What?"
Yeah, I only know Jason.
Why isn't Kelsey on the list?
Yeah. Where's Travis Kelsey?
Yeah, Antonio Gates is definitely like the model dinosaur of consistency.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And then Tony Gonzalez too, man. Like he was putting up consistent numbers with scrubs at quarterback.
Oh yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we could get some comments in the pod. If y'all want to build your lineup, go ahead and do it, and we'll make fun of it. That's fine. Move that off of there.
Hell yeah, bitch. Yeah. Oh, googly moogly.
I thought there was something else I had, but I lost it. Let's see.
Oh, were you going to say something about your new Colts butt plug?
No, it hasn't come in yet.
One of those clapper ones that like turns on the light and off the light and you clap.
Beep boop.
It's one of the ones that you work off of Wi-Fi and you use your phone to. They did that in Sunny in Philadelphia. It was fun.
I've had customers come into my bar with those on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's ask this question. All 4 presumed starting AFC South quarterbacks are in a room drinking beer, but you have the option of being like, hey, let's go hang out and drink beer. Who? Obviously, the homer in us would be like, oh, I'm picking
Will Levis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like Will Levis is probably the most fun to get drunk with.
Yeah.
And that's coming from somebody without experience drinking and like getting drunk with people. Like you look at that group, you're like, Trevor Lawrence seems like he's like a chill drunk. Like you just like go play golf or something. Like Anthony Richardson, he's going to be like, oh, bro, watch me dunk this basketball. Like
not even that. Like if you actually listen to him talk, it's very Andrew Luck like. Like it's the answers that you want to hear. It's he carries himself in that same manner that Luck did, and it's like I mean he's a cool dude. I'd like to pick his brain, but like I don't want to have a beer with him. That would just be a drag.
Yeah.
And then like
CJ's just gonna pray for you.
Stroud just seems like a nerd. Yeah.
CJ's just gonna pray for you that you're doing all right.
100%.
Like he's just gonna pull out like his Yu-Gi-Oh deck and I don't know.
Yeah. No, 100%. Will Levis seems like the most fun.
Yeah. Nothing against Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm just saying that seems like
kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny we all agree on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the process of elimination for me basically worked the exact same way. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is kind of like settled down already.
Yeah.
I mean, and Will Levis is by far the least settled of all of these guys. And I don't even mean that in just relationship sense. Like CJ Stroud out here hanging out with actual porn stars, but like,
First throwing himself in the lion's den.
yeah. Just look at Amber Rose. He gave Amber Rose a ride home for some reason. But like Will
is he
Levis,
going down the Deshaun Watson road? Is he going to start getting massages?
No, he's doing the Jimmy Garoppolo route.
Oh, okay.
yeah. But Will Levis dropped a sex tape, so I mean, kind of a dude. You know what I mean? Like we've all thought about it, but well, I mean, we're not, in that like
No.
nobody gives a shit. They're just gonna be like, who's these weird people banging? Like,
It'll have 2 views and 1 comment. Gross.
yeah, literally. I think I heard this guy fart in the video.
He probably did.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I feel like because of that alone, Will Levis has to be the guy. CJ Stroud would probably, like I said, pray for you, and then Anthony Richardson just, I don't know. I feel like at some point he would like tear up his elbow or his shoulder just drinking.
I think I think he said he's never smoked a cigarette.
That's
I don't
good.
know if he's gone as far as saying he hasn't drank either. I don't know if he has or not, but he's like, no, I pretty much stay away from like he's.
What
Just
a
doesn't
boring
seem
mother-
like it's like he's.
Yeah.
He
Not
loves
somebody you want to
driving.
interview with.
He loves driving cars way too fast, but he's never smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
I've never smoked a cigarette either.
Good for you.
And
Isaiah.
apparently,
Yeah.
people got PO'd that he was playing basketball or whatever. There's a video of him doing like he did like a 3 corkscrew dunk or something like that playing basketball, and of course the football world was like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's an idiot.
Stop
for that.
playing!
Mhm.
Stop playing!"
No,
Why did
100%.
you not land on the pad? Like
100%, he's an idiot for that.
Dude.
bubble
Yeah.
suit, my guy.
Yeah. Could you not fucking dunk right now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like we're letting you can, but Jesus Christ, maybe not. Not so close to the season.
Yeah.
Man,
like-
can you imagine if he got hurt and it was like, I gotta retire like 3 weeks before the season?
Yeah, I tore my ACL playing basketball, and I got to retire.
No, he's gonna pull a Vontae Davis and just leave at halftime.
I'm tired of
But at
getting
least-
hurt. Oh, I'm out.
But at least, he was awful in that game, and he was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
He wasn't going to play in the
He had
second
the
half.
self-awareness.
Yeah, like I'm embarrassing myself. This is bad for the team. I'm done.
All right, Joe, take over. Just tosses the keys to Joe Flacco and walks out.
Done. Oh man, that Antonio Brown completely undressing on the field, running off. Jesus Christ.
Man, he is going to be one hell of a case study for CTE later in life.
Well, that was something. Some of his tweets are good entertainment, though.
Some of them are just kind of like, who hurt you, Antonio?
Yeah.
Who
Didn't he
hurt
do one where he was talking to like Tom Brady about his ex-wife?
you? Dude,
Damn, dude.
what a dick.
He was like tweeting at him and shit about like Giselle and like hanging out with her and like yeah,
You think they clapped?
probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Fucking can't trust nobody.
Dude, like
Definitely not
Tom
AD.
Brady can't hold down. Like what chance do we have?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Mm.
if Tom Brady, who my
Okay.
mom drools over,
I can't remember the exact number. There's the 3 or 4 richest men, Bezos, Elon Musk, can't remember. Was it Bill Gates? All got a divorce.
yeah,
All were initiated by the woman, and the
They're
3 richest
freaking
women in the world are their ex-wives.
yeah,
Yep.
literally.
Jesus Christ.
Just shows
Taking
that
care of me, but
It's an
like,
L, man.
you didn't pay enough attention to me, so instead I'm taking half.
You're too busy making billions, so I'm going to leave.
they like Kamala Harris are just more and more proof that you can't be great as a woman without a man.
Damn.
Man,
Shots fired.
ask Willie Brown.
It's true.
Yeah, go to work.
It's true.
Look
Get a
it
real
up.
job.
Get a real job. about.
Yeah, I think we did this on the last episode. We were talking about like men need to do better. Me and Alex were talking about it. Like men will pay for some really stupid, crazy shit. Like maybe we need to pull back and kind of rein in our ridiculousness a little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like our ridiculous purchases are like childhood escaping. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about for ourselves? Just to clarify before we get into this. Are you talking about like for ourselves or for a woman that she wants and we buy for them?
Yeah, no. Well, like just okay. Men will. Okay, I asked this question to Alex. How many women have you had ask you to pay for your used boxers of the day?
Never.
Never.
Gotcha.
Men do that shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to buy used panties, bro?
I'll give you $50 for the socks you're wearing right now.
Men proposition women for their dirty bathwater.
Yeah.
We need. That's what I'm talking about. We need to do better. Like, stop paying women to do weird shit like that.
It's just like the housing market. Okay, if you stop buying overpriced houses, it goes away. Like if you stop going to college and paying what you think is overpriced for college, they bring the prices down. If you stop paying
like economics 101.
Yeah, if you stop paying people online for their socks and drawers and whatever, they'll stop selling them, or at least not as much.
Oh, you'll pay less.
Yeah, you'll pay less. Yeah, exactly. There's no demand. Okay, there's only supply at this point, and you're just like they know you're going to pay whatever they want for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't. But
there's a kid at work that literally bought this OnlyFans model's bathwater. I was like, "Why, brother? Like,
I'm going to bring it up again.
Women everywhere. Just go find one.
Just go find one. Ask her to take a bath and get a scoop, bro. Like, what are
we doing, bro? Take a bath for me. Put it in a bucket. Bring it to my house. That's all I'm asking. I don't even need to be there.
We talked about this in the last week's episode, so we're gonna entertain them with this again. The hot twa girl. You know, she did a whole episode. She was on, I think, and a guy.
I'm sorry, the what girl?
The hot twa girl.
Hot twa.
Hot twa.
Spit on it.
Why are you saying it like you're Native American?
I don't know. That's what I don't know. Because I wanted to put some effort into it. Goddamn it! I don't want to put some effort in it. But she was on some episode, some podcast, and a guy offered her $600 to spit in a jar.
Damn.
I'm like, well, first of all, you know what he's going to do with the jar.
How full is the jar?
$600, it better be full. But like, why?
That should have
Come on,
started
dude.
too, because like
it's ridiculous.
People are trying to politicize it as well.
How do you
politicize this?
She went onto a podcast and the girl said like, "Would you hot poo on that thing?" And she just started like listing off people, and she said like, "What?" Like there was like a golfer like Scotty, whatever. Or no, it was Max Verstappen. Like he's a F1 driver, and she said Donald Trump, and somebody cut it to where it only said like Donald Trump. She goes, "Oh no, absolutely not." And he's like, "Oh, that's a win for liberals. Like, you know, she's not for Trump." I'm like, whoa. Like, listen, like I like Trump just as much as the next guy, but I'm not hot to it and spitting on that thing either. Like, you know,
I certainly am not.
No,
I'm gonna vote for him, but
depending on how much hush money I get, maybe. But no, I'm just kidding. With that,
no one can know that you were here. Not a soul. Okay.
Well, Donald, you better hide the evidence.
It'll be huge.
We've gone too far.
But honestly, though, I think Hawk Tua girl was onto something.
Well, no, there's a lot of girls now that are like trying to be the next Hawk Tua girl, and they're going way too far with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think that she actually the question she was asked when she said Hawk Tua was, "How do you keep your man in like a state of bliss?" And she said, "Hawk Tua, spit on that thing."
Yeah, something like that.
Which is the ultimate correct answer.
We're very simple creatures. It takes very little. And
I swear to you, the simplest. If you just Hawk Tua, spit on that thing every now and then, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be good.
Okay. Most people I'm sure there's a few that do, but most probably don't like to do that. We understand that. Just a minute or two, just put some effort into it.
Don't like to do it. Come on now. Come on.
I mean, really.
Look,
Most
I
probably
get
don't
being
actually
lazy.
like.
I get being lazy, but we all got to be good at different, the servicing of our partner.
No, yeah, I'm just saying, but I'm saying they probably be like, oh man, I can't wait to do that. When you're like, they're not. It's not like an event that most are probably looking forward to.
No,
But
now it is though.
well, but then they realize that if they do, then what comes after will probably be much better too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody involved.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, went off the rails on this one. All right. But yeah, we kind of did the same thing at the end of last week's episode. So
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah, it's all right. It's the slow season, folks.
Yeah.
Man. I don't think I have anything else.
All right. Well, let's wrap this sucker up.
All right, man. All right. If you made it all 51 and a half minutes, make sure you drop a like, share, sub, head over to Curtis Podcast Network, this AFC South show, do the same. Of course, there's whatever Third and Teal or whatever Jags pod it is.
First of all, I would like you to address me with a little more respect, as I have officially hit
Lion Kitty Tamer. I'm so sorry.
Hold on, 100 subs. First channel to 100 subs. Put some respect on my Third and Teal name. Duval's finest over here. A lot finer than you Colts.
For sure, man. Hey, we are up about 20% from the last one.
So you're like,
which is 4.
You're at like 8.
We're up to 23, sir.
Hey, you're growers, not showers.
Hey. I'll take it. It was a little. It stalled there for a little bit, so it's nice to see a good little uptick, week over week. So keep it up. Like, share, sub, help us out. We're trying to make some money, so help us out.
Yep.
And always, I'm gonna close it out like Curtis. Be good people. See y'all next week.